right. Let's see here. I have to turn my camera on mute here, or my speakers on mute here, because I have the live feed, so I know what's going on the other monitor. I suppose I probably don't need that one up since I got this one, but let's see here. All right. What do we got so far? We got no one watching. Just gonna wait a little bit for people to join here, and then we will start talking. Put this in the chat so people know that when they join, I'm not talking because I'm waiting for more people to join. Should have given a little bit more advance notice about this, but I needed to do this at a time when I did not have anything going on. I had to close the door because the TV's on downstairs. I probably can turn it off, but I didn't really feel like walking downstairs, so I have questions written down here that people have asked. And as soon as people start joining, I'm going to post on my Twitter letting people know I'm here. Now live on on my YouTube, answering any questions any curious person may about Paranormal Societies org. YouTube.com/Josh Fanny Lettering. And then let's add some tags here. Oh, we got, looks like we got one person in. I'm just posting this on my YouTube on my Twitter here. It's interesting. I barely ever use Twitter, and yet for some reason I've been wanting to post all the updates about Paranormalsocieties.org on here. I don't know why. Like I'm on Facebook more, but I post more stuff, just random thoughts throughout the day on Twitter at the moment. Let's see. Once again, just waiting for people to join. Let's see. Posting this on my Twitter so that people know. All right, that should do her. That's good enough. We'll post that there. If anybody's those in the live feed, I had several questions asked ahead of time, so I have that written down right here. Anytime you can ask a question in the live feed, and I will get to it. We're here to talk about the new upcoming website, paranormalsocieties.org. which is going to be the successor to Paranormalsocieties.com. Any paranormal investigators or ghost hunters that are watching, go ahead and feel free to share this live stream with your other paranormal investigator friends and ghost hunter friends. And I know that several people knew about this. So in just a minute here, I am going to start talking about the actual website and get to user questions. Just getting my notes prepared here for the stream. Making sure I have everything that I need. Let's see. Let's have a look in the chat here. Josh is here. Awesome. We have 2 Joshes in the live stream. Me being the other Josh. All right. This live video will be up on my Facebook, my YouTube after we're done going live. Just let anybody that can't get to watching it now, will still see it. Since doing the stream was this live was a bit short notice. I did say a couple days ago that I was going to go live, and I kind of had to do it tonight because tonight is the up until 6 o'clock. It's pretty much the only time I have to do this. So after that, I don't have any more time until let's see, Monday late afternoon. All right. Let's see. I'm just going to give it till 5:40, and then we're going to get started here. Just want to make sure that even though viewers that watch this will be able to see it after this live stream on my YouTube, I just want to make sure that everybody that wants to see it in the now can. So we're just going to give it another, we got here. Let's see. Looking to see how many seconds I have till 5:40, but I just realized that, what if I click here? Yeah, I just realized that Windows 11 does not have the clock thing where it'll tell you down to the exact second. Well, that's okay. We probably only have like 30-40 seconds left till 5:40. See, we still have just one person in the chat, that's okay. Definitely share this feed with your paranormal investigator friends, ghost hunter friends, so I can see what Paranormalsocieties.org is going to be all about. And yeah, I have roughly about 6:20-ish to do this. I don't know if it'll last that long, but all right. I'm going to go ahead and start because of the fact that it's 5:40, and I said I'd start at 5:40. So We are basically here to talk about Paranormalsocieties.org. That is going to be the successor to Bill Wilkins' Paranormal Societies dot com. Um, so basically, what how's this site going to work? Basically, um, so I just first of all, I'm going to go through some questions. And yeah, I'll go through the questions first. I was trying to think in my head if I should explain the site first or go through some questions. But what I think I'm going to do is go through the questions first and then explain the site. That way, um, I make sure I cover all the questions and I don't repeat myself a whole lot. Um, so the first question that I have is, will the new website look like Bill's? Um, so I will be completely honest. The new website is going to look um, nothing like Bill's. The design is completely different. Um, there's a lot more features to it. There's a lot more links to it. Um, to sum it up, there's it's going to be a lot bigger than Bill's too. So that's what I'll say with answering that question. It's going to be, like I said, um, like I've said previously on my Twitter, it's going to be it's going to incorporate all the same features, but it's going to be more features, and it's going to incorporate those features in a slightly different way. But though that slightly different way is going to be a good thing, because I knew that Bill had Bill was pretty overwhelmed with how popular ParanormalSocieties.com was, with everybody submitting their teams to the site and clients submitting case stuff, basically asking for help. And um, one of the things that I'm going to, one of the things that the site is going to do is it's going to be completely self managed. Um, for lack of a better term, it's this site is basically going to manage itself. And what I mean by that is is that I've created a system that allows me to not have to worry a whole lot about that. Um, the algorithms and the programming, the algorithm, ugh, the algorithms. It's a difficult word to say sometimes. The algorithms and and just the programming behind the site is going to allow me and other people that assist with the administration part of the website to work easier um, with organizations being submitted to the website, as well as client cases being submitted. I'll touch more on that in just a little bit here. But I also, the next question that I want to get to is, what happened to Bill? So there have been um, some people that have basically assumed or think I implied that I know what happened to Bill. Um, the and the truth is, I have absolutely no idea what happened to Bill. Um, Basically, I'll kind of tell you the story of kind of my basically just my research and whatnot, of how I pretty much know as much as anybody else that is on this site when it comes to what happened to Bill or where is Bill. So, um, Bill was a good friend or Bill is, because there's no proof that he passed away at this point. But yeah, Bill was a good friend of mine and the rest of the teams. I never talked to him verbally, personally, nor have I ever seen him face to face personally in person. But we would always whenever there was case requests, uh, that came into Paranormalsocieties.com or whatnot, or if he had any um, questions, or if we had any questions or stuff like that, or if he wanted to know if we could take on a case or anything like that. That was mostly our main communication. The only way that me, my team, and Bill communicated was through email. And I'm pretty sure everybody knows what that email is. It was the info@paranormalsocieties.com. That is how we communicated. Um, so yeah, it was strictly through email. Never met face to face or talked verbally over the phone or anything like that. So basically, I kind of figured that Bill was overwhelmed with the website around the time that he posted on his Twitter asking for asking saying that he was looking for a volunteer sort of, I guess, secretary. I think he used the word secretary. I could be wrong, but this was years ago. He posted on his Twitter saying that he was looking for a secretary to help out with paranormalsocieties.org when it came to emails and adding teams to the site and whatnot. And then I don't know if he ever actually found anybody ever, um, but there was no known secretary that I know of, or that I don't think that probably anybody else really knew of. And then maybe about maybe no, he's been let's see, 2000. So it's been roughly about 2 years since he last posted. So um, I would say probably about three, roughly about 3.5 years ago, I had asked Bill. I said, "Hey, Bill, um, I'm in computer science. I program and I know how to develop and maintain websites. Do you possibly want any extra help with, maintaining the website and stuff like that?" And he did write back and say that he was okay at the moment, that he didn't need any help with it or anything. Um, and I had always wanted to um, make suggestions for changes to the site, things that I thought should be, um, features that I thought should be added, things that I thought should be changed, taken away, stuff like that. And those ideas I've implemented to this new site. Um, so then it was about the time that um, that COVID had started, and he wasn't really posting on Twitter a lot. And then one time he just said, "Hey, I'm behind on adding people to the website as far as organizations and whatnot. So just give me some time." Um, and I think that may have been the last thing that no, that wasn't the last thing that he had posted on Facebook or whatever. Or I'm sorry, Facebook, Twitter. So basically, after that, um, for those just tuning in, I'm basically discussing how basically how we think, what I don't know what might have happened to Bill or whatnot. Um, but anyway, so what we're sorry, I was multitasking here. All right, so basically, then after that, um, he had um, posted cases on Twitter, and I would send him, email like you would always. I mean, a lot of people would respond to his tweets and say, "Hey, send it to this." I would email him, telling him which cases to send to me and my team, that we would look into. So I emailed him on some cases that he had posted, and I never heard back. So then, maybe a week or two later, I emailed him again. Never heard anything back. Um, so a short time after that, I emailed him, obviously concerned, and I said, "Hey, is everything okay? Are you all right? What's going on? I haven't seen any changes to the website in a while." Um, I've the I've actually memorized the number that is actually on the front page of Paranormal because I I do check it occasionally just to see if somebody somehow got into it. And the number of listed teams in the USA has stayed at 4,892 for the last 2 years. So, anyway, after that, what I did was I I sent another email saying, "Hey, if anybody has any access to this, that isn't Bill or anything, can you post something to the Twitter page or send an email back, you know, letting me know or something like that?" Bottom line is, I never got any responses back through the email. Just to sum it up, so I thought, okay, well, maybe something happened to him. Um, that I mean, I maybe he passed away. That's what I was thinking. I mean, everybody else thinks that too. So I tried searching for obituaries um, for Bill Wilkins in the New York area because he lives in the New York area. I think Staten Island. I think he lives in the New York area, but it's not directly in New York. It's like Staten Island, I think. Um, but anyway, I couldn't find anything. I couldn't find any obituaries whatsoever. I found a lot of Bill Wilkins obituaries, but none of him, because as it turns out, Bill Wilkins is kind of um, it's not a rare name, apparently, in America. Um, so I thought, maybe he didn't pass away in New York. Maybe he just, went I don't know. So, I mean, I brought in the search, but bottom line is I didn't find any obituaries whatsoever with that was him. I tried doing um, searches for his information. I tried to find out um, pretty much any info I could about him online just to see if I could use that info to basically widen or to narrow down my search to see what I could find. And I did end up finding um, his middle name. I'm not gonna say his middle name on here, but I did end up finding what his middle name was, and I also discovered a few family members of his. Um, so what I did was I started searching for the family members, and basically, to sum it up, at the end of the day, um, it seemed like his whole family, including him, was basically either like just completely a ghost online, for lack of a better term. Like it seemed like they didn't even. It seemed like him and his entire family did not exist anywhere online except for his three websites. He had literally beside I mean I tried Facebook, I tried searching for him on Facebook, all of his family members on Facebook. I couldn't find anything on Facebook. So his family members were basically non-existent online, and his only online presences that were able to confirm was his Twitter account, Paramilsocieties.com, and then he also had Paranormal Hotspots. .com, which was a up and coming website that he was trying to get out. That was basically a website for posting haunted locations. Um, that was one of his, and then his other website was White Viking Media. Basically, hit one of it. I don't know if this was like his full time job or anything like that, but Bill was a web developer as well as I am, and he had a web design company, a web development company called White Viking Media. I Like that was basically just those three websites, and his Twitter was pretty much his only online presence. Other than that, him and his family were basically non-existent online. Um, and that was pretty much where my research and search ended online. I couldn't find anything. So yeah, and I mean, I did speak to a couple psychic mediums, and they, I don't really want to say what they kind of came up with, because it's not backed up by research at the moment, and like scientific fact at the moment. And those who know me as a paranormal investigator know that I do not like sharing information publicly unless I am able to back that up scientifically through evidence. So, anyway, to sum it up, I have no idea what happened to Bill, and pretty much everyone else on this planet that knew Bill knows exactly the same amount of information that I know. To sum it up, so I am going to end that question with that. And the next question that I'm going to do is, can there be less ads? Um, I so I know I know the frustration behind this question, because Paranormalsocieties.com used to not have any ads at all. Um, they or I think they did they have ads? I can't remember, because right now it's completely filled with ads, but I can't remember if like what the extent of the ads were before all these ads. I think that maybe he had either none or just like a small little area for ads on the actual website. And uh, like maybe a year before he disappeared, his entire website became filled with ads. He put Google ads literally everywhere on his website. And I do understand the purpose behind it, because um, running a website is expensive. If you know how to, it's less expensive if you know how to program. It's the most expensive if you don't know how to program, because I mean, a site like this that I'm building, um, any company building a site like this would easily charge you um, thousands of dollars to do this. Um, Definitely thousands of dollars. Um, Probably upwards of like 10 grand. I wouldn't say much more than that, but definitely 10 grand, um, somewhere up in that ballpark, to design this whole thing and manage it. So, yeah, I'd estimate somewhere between like 7 and 10 grand roughly. Um, but anyway, like I said, I do understand the frustration that he probably had, um, as to why he put up the ads, because of the fact that even though you're a programmer and you don't have to pay somebody to design the site, you still have to pay for the domain and web hosting. And most of the time, the domain and web hosting are a package deal, but it costs about roughly anywhere between $150 to $200 a year to host a website, to basically have to jumbling over my words here. It costs roughly about $150 to $200 a year to basically have your website hosted online. And that is probably why Bill put those ads on his website, in order to accommodate for that cost, because it likely costed him at least probably $200 a year to um, keep this up and running. Now, the question is, will paranormalsocieties.org have ads? I will say what you might not want to hear, and then I'll say what will make it sound better. So, will paranormalsocieties.org have ads? The answer to that is yes. Paranormalsocieties.org will have ads. However, um, the ads that Bill has on his website that made you want to ask this question, those are Google ads. I will not be using Google ads on my on Paramilsocieties.org. I basically will have the complete ad system. I will be in complete control of the ads. So I will be in complete control of what ads display. Well, see, that's one of the things with Google ads. Basically, you just create a campaign, is what they call it on Google ads, and then you just basically put like a special code into your website um, that allows Google to place ads on your website. Um, and the unfortunate thing about putting Google ads on your website, well, there's there's two negative things about it, but there's also a positive. So the two negative things about it is that you can't control what the ads that pop up on your website are. You have no control over that. And the second bad thing about that is that you really don't make a whole lot of money from Google ad revenue. Google makes most of that money. So um, the positive thing about having Google Ads, though, is that you still make money, just not as much as Google does. So yeah, basically, because of the fact that I am building my own ad system to put on Paramilsocieties.org, I will basically be in control of what ads are allowed on the site and where those ads go. And I promise you that I will not absolutely and just completely bombard you with ads. So basically, right now, my plan is that there will only be one spot for ads, and that will be at the very top of the screen. Those ads will be basically, those ads are going to be people that have paid to put their ads there, people that have sponsored the site, and whatnot. So basically, when you go on that site, when you go on paramilsocieties.org and you see an ad up there, then chances are that that ad likely probably has something to do with the paranormal field. Um, so that is, and I say probably because I mean, people that, companies that don't have anything to do with the paranormal might be up there. But it'll be better than the ad system at paranormalsocieties.com. I promise you that. Um, so the next thing, how do you sign up to be in the directory on paranormalsocieties.org? So this is where it is going to differ from Bill's website. So with Bill's website, basically what you do is you click on, you go to his website and you click on add a society. You click on that option, and then it asks you, hey, are you international, or are you in America? And then you just fill out a form, and then you hit submit. Now that form that goes to, well, his form, that would just send him an email with your info on it, and then he would basically put that info into onto his website. Bill likely has a database on his website that he put all that information into. I don't know that for a fact, but I would think that he would have, just because it would be a lot easier to put it in a database and retrieve it that way, rather than for him to just put it right into the web page. It would be far, like I said, I don't know which way he did it, but a smart man like Bill, probably, I'm hoping the database way, because that would have been the smarter and easier way to do it. And then basically your site would be on there, or your organization or team would be on the directory for the website, but you would not you would have to wait a while for him to add all the teams to the website. Um, and the fact that you had to wait a while for the teams to add to the website kind of makes me think that maybe he didn't have, uh, no, he probably had a database, but the form did not automatically put that info into his database. So yeah, that's probably what it was. Um, I'm doing it differently though. So when people wanted to edit their information on the website, you would have to go under your actual team listing on the website, and then you'd have a little button under there that says update listing, and then you'd make your updates and then submit it, and then your updates would be submitted to Bill, and then when he had time, he would go into the back end and update your info. Um, so that is all changing with Paranormalsocieties.org because, like I said, I've designed the website to be more efficient. So basically, first, before I tell you like how to get on the site, I will say that before you're actually displayed on the site, you basically have to have approval. Is base for lack of better words. Basically, what that means is that when the registration goes live, you basically fill out a form similar to how Bill has on his site. More questions, less questions, possibly more questions, I think. But anyway, basically, you fill out the form of all of that, and then you choose your name, how long you've been around, what kind of stuff that you specialize in the paranormal field. Like, do you specialize in let's see, like what type of cases, residential, intelligent, poltergeist, demonic. um are you able to possibly like do you specialize in being a psychic medium at all? Do you specialize in ufology? Basically, you get to choose like all from pretty much a ton of stuff that you specialize in. You can choose as many as you want, just you know pending you actually specialize in them. And then all that will be listed on the site. But basically, after you fill that all out, um, you hit submit. Now, you will get an automatic email in the email that you provided giving you the next instructions. When you hit submit, then your account gets put into the site. However, your site is temporarily listed as pending. Your listing or your account is going to be temporarily listed as pending approval. And um, basically, what that means is that um, I'm going to starting out. I am going to basically do just checks on all the teams that apply, just to make sure that nobody that applies or no nobody applies. Uh, Nobody that applies has any like dangerous criminal history, or has anybody on their team that has any dangerous criminal history or anything like that. Um, to sum it up, your account is going to be set as pending approval until I can make sure that you and the rest of your team are kosher. um, Mostly because of the fact that you have to remember that the public will be going on this website to basically look at teams. And I want this website to be a place where they can trust that the team that is going to come into their house has been verified, and is basically they will be safe with this team in their house. That is what I'm going for with this. You will not be able to log into your account, or you will not be able to log into your account, and your team slash account will not appear in the public database until I have set your account status to approved. Once I set your account status to approved, then you will be able to fully utilize the entire site. Um, so that is basically um, what how the registration system is going to work. Also, once you're in, once your account is approved and everything, and you're fully in, and you're in the directory, you will be able to excuse me. I got gas coming up because I just ate like a half hour or like at around 5 o'clock. So anyway, one of the also nice things about the site is that you will not have to wait till if you need to update any information on your account. um, if anything changes with your team whatsoever, you don't have to wait for me to have time to make those changes for you. um, you will be able to go into your account settings at any time and change whatever you need to. You can change your logo. If you ever decide to for some reason change the name of your team, you'll be able to do that. Change your website. You can change your what you specialize in. Another feature that'll be there is like areas that you help. So basically, the areas will be categorized by state. And you can modify the states that you help anytime that you want. And then when you make the changes, you just hit save, and boom, your account is updated, and those changes have been um, made just like that. You won't have to wait for that to happen. Um, so those are two of the biggest things that I am very much looking forward to as far as features and things that I had always wanted to change with paranormalsocieties.org or .com. Mine's .org. Um, so basically, that is how that will work. Um, let's see. When is the site launching? That is the next question. So, um, way back when I had first decided to do this, I had expected I actually put right on the website that it was coming in winter of 2020, 2021, which is almost a year ago. Um, I kind of regret putting up a launch date right away on there, or like a launch period right away on there, because I didn't fully um, take in the amount of work that building the site would be. Um, for those that follow me on Twitter, I had posted a tweet like months ago that said that I have never programmed a website this complicated before. I'm getting it done, but I've never built a site of this magnitude before. So that is kind of why I have underestimated how long it would take me to do this. um, but yeah, it took longer. It took a lot longer than expected, um, but that is okay. Um, so that is basically I am going. My plan is to by by roughly tomorrow's the end of the week already. My plan is that early next week, um, to early next week, um, either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, one of the three. I'm going to I'm going to allow users to, or allow teams or whatever, to start registering on our website, registering on paranormalsocieties.org. Um, once I okay, and the reason why I'm gonna wait till Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, one of those three, is because I have to make sure that the registration system and the login system are working, are, well, at least the registration system is working perfectly. Because if I forget to put anything into the code or into the information, like the request of information of what I need from you, then I basically have to delete the entire list of teams in the database and start all over. So I want to, I need to, like I said, 100% make sure that the registration is fully working, and that I will have all the information I need for the user to actually log in. So, like I said, early next week is when the registration will be launching. I will be working on it a little bit tonight too. If I do, I will make no promises, but it could launch earlier um, than Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday. But I absolutely assure you that it will be up. The registration will be up and ready to go for teams to actually submit their info by next week, Wednesday. And then the rest of the parts of the website, such as the login and stuff like that, the login will probably come a week later. And then features after that will start to roll out week by week, for for what's going on, uh, and stuff that I want to put on the site. So for sure, teams will be able to start registering by Wednesday, October. What date is that? Wednesday, October 12th. Wednesday, October 12th. The reason why I laugh about that is because um, October 12th of last year was the date that I bought the Paramelsocieties.org domain and hosting. um, I don't own servers at my house that I put the websites on. I buy them. I buy the hosting. I rent it because of the fact that it's super freaking expensive to have a server, to basically own a server and manage a server. Um, it's not entirely expensive when that server is basically just local, like as in your home, where you store things on there and just you can access them from your home. To have a server that can be accessed, to have a server in your home and to manage a server in your home that can be managed and accessed worldwide, like you put a website on that server and people can access it worldwide, that is super expensive. But yeah, that's the funny thing behind October 12th, is because that's the date that I bought the hosting and the domain and started programming Paranormal Oh, that's funny. I'm going to get to one last question, and then after that, I'm going to talk more about the site. And then I'm going to go. I know I said I was available till 6:20. Probably have about 5 more minutes or so. That is because my wife gets home from work at roughly about 6:30. So, all right. So the next question is, will the .com domain move over? Oh, I just thought of another question that somebody asked that I forgot to put on there. I will get to that after this. Will the .com domain move over? Right now, the .com domain is obviously still with Paranormalsocieties.com, and because of domain registry laws, and basically how domains on the internet work, I probably will not have access to Paranormalsocieties.com for at least another year, probably roughly about a year. Um, there's just like I said, there's certain um, there's internet laws, of course, because the internet has to have laws and whatnot. But yeah, there's internet laws as far as like domain ownership and purchasing and whatnot. So yeah, um, we'll probably roll over in about a year, and that actually wanted to talk um, briefly about that domain because that was actually one of the um, things that I had me and my team had several theories of what might have happened to Bill, but one of the things that I wanted to share with you that was weird, in my opinion. So, um, Bill's so Paranormalsocieties.com. If you know how to look up like domain registrant information, who owns it, all that stuff like that. Obviously, I'm in the web development business, so I know how to do that. But um, the domain Paranormalsocieties.com expired on October 12th of last year. Um, the weird thing is that um if you can like see what when the domain expired, you see on the it's called whois.org. It's like it's basically the um database of domains, like who owns them, when they expire, stuff like that. And the weird thing was that his do is that Bill's domain expired on October 12th, and yet the next day after that, the domain was renewed. Now, that would mean because you have to have a credit card or debit card in order to pay for stuff online. So, because of the fact that his domain um, basically renewed itself on the on October 12th, or October 13th, one of the two. Because of that, his credit cards would have to still be active. The credit card that he used, or any credit card that he used to pay for paranormalsocieties.org, would have had to have still been active, in order for the site to renew. That's the weird thing, how his credit cards were still active if if it seems like he has completely disappeared. Because we all knew Bill. We all we knew that he was, passionate about the paranormalsize.com. And I mean, it never would have made sense for him to just completely desert the website, just leave it and never come back to it. Didn't really make sense. So that's why it was weird that um, his credit card automatically renewed the site, even though nothing has happened to it. So it's weird. We'll see what happens this year. If it's, if the domain again is automatically renewed this year, then I don't know what's going on, because that means his credit card is again still active. So yeah, if the domain renews again this year, I don't know what's going on. If it doesn't, then we might have some confirmation, but don't know. But yeah, that's basically the about the .com domain move over. And then there was, gosh, what was I thought of a question that somebody had: will the .com domain move over? And then I forgot about I forgot about the question. Um, gosh, the oh, I think it doesn't. Okay, I just thought of a question, but it doesn't feel like the question that was asked. But I will still address it because somebody did technically ask this question. Um, the question was, will will the Twitter account for Bill, will there be a new one made for posting cases? The answer to that is no. A new Twitter account is not going to be made. I have a plan for the new for how how clients will be able to submit cases through the website, and how teams will be able to see those and take them on and whatnot. I do have a plan for that. I'm not going to talk about that right now, just because of the fact that that plan is kind of proprietary right now. So until I actually release that onto the website, I'm gonna keep that to myself right now. My plan for that, because that part of the website is what I'm most excited about. I have not developed that part of the website yet, but my main priority for developing for my main priority to get to for the very first thing that needed to happen with the website when it went live was teams needed to be able to sign up and be listed. That was priority number one, because think about it, if I create the client side first and not the organization part, then I have all these people that are submitting help for cases, and I have no teams to give them to, or to take them on or anything like that. So we had to do the have people sign up first to be listed, and then let people start submitting requests for help. So then that way, when they submit requests for help, I have teams that can take those cases for help. So yeah, that it's going to be two completely different systems. Like I said, the registration part of it is pretty much done. I have like one or two more things to add to the registration, and it's not complicated at all to add them. Algorithms are complicated to kind of figure out, but this the final piece of the registration will be super easy to do. And then after that, I have to finish the login part, which also should be super simple. And then after that, I have to create the actual database, the actual database. So right now, that's kind of how we're working right now. So to sum it up, when the entire website, basically the entire website in and of itself, the entire thing is not done yet, nor near done yet. But the beginning stages of it are pretty much just about done. And then, like I said, we will start releasing different parts of the website week by week, so that oh, I just heard I think that it's either the wind outside or my wife is home, one of the two. We have a dog, and my wife works at a dog kennel, and she takes the dog with her when she goes to work. Yep, I hear it because I hear his tag jangling, and I just heard the back door closed, and now she's calling Josh. All right. So anyway, like I said, the website the registration will be released on Wednesday, and then as things move on, as the weeks go by, we'll start to release more and more, and I think you guys are really gonna like the website. It's going to be fantastic, and eventually I'll start, recruiting people to assist with the website and whatnot. But Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was or will this site. So Yeah, so thank you all for joining. I need to get downstairs before my wife starts wondering where I am. She keeps calling my name. So, all right. If you have any additional questions that I'm willing to answer, just ask them on my Twitter or respond to this video. Doesn't matter. So, all right. I will talk to you guys all later. And yeah, stay safe out there. And can't wait for you guys to see the site. And hopefully, we have a lot of people that register. All right. Good night, everybody. Bye.